like with packs, with boots, there's a lot you could do. And Philmont will send out information to the participant on what they should expect with their boots, what they should have. But the key thing is that you need to have sturdy boots that are made for backpacking and that you have backpacked in before. You don't want any crazy surprises when you get out here and put those first few miles on the boots. Be sure you've broken them in, you've taken them out on a hike. That being said, for the conservation work we do, I really feel like a solid, sturdy pair of boots that offer, you know, a little ankle protection, something like that, are very much the thing to have. I've seen people successfully hike out here in a pretty wide range of footwear, but the conservation work we do and the kind of rocky area that we're building trail in, I think really causes you to need something in this direction. You're looking at an all-leather boot. Mine are one piece. My friends here are several pieces stitched together, but something that's mostly leather, that's got a bit of an ankle to it. You're going to get dirt and gravel and things down in your shoe if it's real low cut. And you want something that's stiff, but comfortable and supportive. Keep in mind, for the 7 days of your trek, you're walking around with a big heavy pack on rough, rocky terrain, and having a boot that's got some stiffness to it, that's not as flexible and flimsy as a tennis shoe, means that when you're stepping on all those rocks, that they're not, I don't know, hitting you in the bottom of the foot, right? Walking around all this golf ball and tennis ball size rock and stuff out on the trails and out on some of the mountains, it'd be like spinning all day long, hitting yourself in the foot with a ball-peen hammer. You want a shoe that's going to protect you from a little bit of that so you're comfortable. But you also want it to have a good fit so that it doesn't rub. When you're looking at that, you're going to want to have a lot of toe space, right? When you're looking at boots, you want to have room for your toes to move, and after you've been on your feet all day long, you may find that they're a little bigger, a little puffier than when you walked into the shoe store one fine morning before your trip. So you want to try on the boots when you've been on your feet for a while. You want to try on boots with the hiking socks you plan on wearing, but you want to be sure you've got a roomy fit in the toe and a more form-fitting, kind of snugger fit throughout the back end of the boot. Space in the toe so that they don't get pinched and don't rub and cause blisters. But you want a good fit here so that your foot moves with the boot and they're not moving against each other. Blisters happen when things rub on your feet. And if you can reduce friction on your feet, you're going to reduce the issues and the problems you have with blisters. Part of that's having a good set of socks, good pair of hiking socks, a synthetic or a wool sock. They don't have to be crazy expensive. They just shouldn't be, cotton, like just regular cotton socks. You want something a little thicker, a little fuzzier, dries a little faster, and that feels good on your feet. Most of us out here enjoy pairing up some thin, smooth liner socks with our thick, fuzzy socks, and it winds up being a lot bulkier than a regular pair. So you want to try these on with the boot when you're picking out your boot. But that nice thin sock helps take that, that moisture, that sweat away from your foot, get it out into the bigger, thicker sock. But it also means you've got one extra layer of stuff to rub on each other. The thin sock's going to cling to your foot. It's going to rub a little on this sock. It's going to rub on the shoe, and it's going to absorb some of that friction that otherwise might be causing you blisters. So we want a mostly leather boot. We want a boot that's stiff and supportive but fits well. You don't want it too tight, it's going to pinch. You don't want it so loose that it moves around and rubs. Once you have it on, you'll have some space for your toes. You might try kicking the boot just a little bit to move your foot forward, and see if you can maybe fit a finger in the back, something like that. Just a little bit of wiggle room. You may want to try, in the store you're in, see if there's some stairs, see if there's like a ramp or an inclined space, and see if you can try them out somewhere that's steep. The places people have trouble when they get out here with their boots is they wind up getting blisters on their toes because it's crowded up here, or they get blisters back on their heel because it's rubbing, and you're going to be going up and down some steep slopes when you're out hiking. You'll notice difference between these two. Both of these boots are leather. This one has a lot of stitching. It's made up of a bunch of smaller pieces of material. That usually works fine. It makes them a little less expensive, but keep in mind that seams, can blow out. So if you have a pair of boots that you've had for a while, be sure they're in good shape and you're not gonna get a flat out there on the trail. You want to be sure that the bottoms of them are in good condition, that everything's well attached and staying on there. And most of all, you want to practice with them. You want to get out, you want to backpack around, and you want to break these boots in so that you don't have any nasty surprises once you get out here on the trail.